When I was really, really little, my mom taught me how to read. So by the time I got to kindergarten, I could read at a grade 5 level. And I'm proud to say I can still read at a grade 5 level. Yes, thank you. Welcome back to Stickin It with Anthony. I'm your host, Anthony Stickerman, and I'm glad you joined me. Today, I'm going to be sticking a page inspired by my favorite children's book, Sheldon's Lunch. This was my favorite book when I was a little kid. I think about it quite often still when I'm cleaning, every time I have blueberry pancakes, and anytime I hear the name Sheldon. There are a lot of lessons in this book, and I probably haven't learned any of them. Let's not wait any longer. Let's get stickin' for Sheldon. So originally, I wanted to read Sheldon's Lunch to you, but I was worried about copyright issues, so I'm going to tell you the story in my own words. Sheldon's Lunch was written by Bruce Lemerise, and it was published by Parents Magazine Press, New York. Sheldon is a snake, and his mother is busy making blueberry pancakes, and they're Sheldon's favorite. I also love blueberry pancakes. So Sheldon's playing volleyball with his friends outside in the garden, and there's these big awesome mushrooms growing, and Sheldon's mom says that lunch is ready. She tells him she has to go shopping and to be good and clean up after he's finished his lunch. So Sheldon sits down at the table and starts eating his pancakes when his friends all come to the window and they say that they would like some pancakes too. And Sheldon says that's fine, come on in, there's plenty for everyone. Okay, so they eat and it's all delicious and everything's really good, but they're all still hungry. I relate to this. I'm always hungry. Sheldon's like, I've cooked many things, but never pancakes. They look easy enough, so he's almost done making it when all of Sheldon's friends decide they want to help, and they all start putting in things that they like. Chuck the bear adds honey and cinnamon and ginger, and Randy the owl decides to add more flour and milk and yeast. Oscar, the raccoon, decides to add marshmallows, fudge, and cream. And then Billy the frog puts all of his favorite things just straight out of the fridge right into the batter, tainting it. So the mixture begins to grow and grow, and the batter begins to shake. This is kind of a perfect storm. So they're all yelling, and batter goes everywhere. It is like a blood bath. It is a batter bath. Reminds me of the elevator scene in The Shining, but with pancake batter. Everyone is covered from head to toe, and they decide that they're going to have to clean themselves off first. And everybody has to clean up this mess, okay? So I guess Randy's kind of bossy, so he directs the cleanup. Chuck is scraping the batter off the high places. Oscar's scooping it up from the low places. But, you know, it's really Sheldon. Sheldon is the one that has to work the hardest at this cleanup because it's his place, and it's his mom that's going to come home and be pissed off that it's all messy. So he sweeps and scrubs until everything is spotless. Normally, this is probably where I would kick all my friends out and tell them to go home and not come back until, later, maybe the next day. But no, Sheldon's a good guy. He decides, let's make pancakes, but let's make them by the book. We're going to follow the recipe. So they do, and they all help, and they eat their lunch, and they clean up. Then Sheldon's mother comes home from shopping with these gift-wrapped packages. My mom never came home with gift-wrapped packages, so that was always a little bit bizarre. She asks Sheldon, did you have a nice lunch? And that's when Sheldon and all of his friends call back, we all had a great lunch. And then Sheldon gives the recipe, and it's the actual recipe. And I think that's kind of fun to include it in a children's book. I don't know what it is about Sheldon's Lunch that I loved so much. My mom tells me that I requested it every single night, and if she would try and skip any pages, I would totally know, and I would make her start again and read it properly. When I was really, really little, my mom taught me how to read, so I was reading before all of my friends, and by the time I got to kindergarten, I could actually read at a grade 5 level. So books at that time were so magical for me. I loved reading Winnie the Pooh and the Beverly Cleary books, books, loved those choose your own adventure books, and I was a big fan of Roald Dahl as well. As I started getting a little bit older, right around when I was in grade 3, it started becoming clear that I was a little bit different, and I started getting bullied for it, unfortunately. I found that I needed to distract myself from the bullying that became incessant. I found that my mind would wander too much and go to weird places when I would read, and I found that television and movies were actually a much better distraction, as you could kind of turn your brain off and just watch. And for many years, that's what I did. I kind of gave up on reading. I just watched TV from the morning till I went to bed and just didn't read anything for a long period of time. Once I left high school, I realized that you can go out into the world and be fabulous and be yourself and be different, and it will be celebrated, unlike when I was in high school. I hope that things have changed now. I'm not sure exactly what it is about Sheldon's lunch. I really liked the animals and how they all wanted to help. Sheldon allows everybody to put the stuff into the pancakes. He's listening to his friends, maybe this is going to be good, even though I think against his own best judgment. And as is to be expected, it doesn't really work out. So Sheldon gave them the opportunity, and then when it's time to clean up, the friends all jump in and they decide to help clean up. They don't complain about it. They don't all of a sudden remember that they left their stove on or that they had, mushrooms to pick or something like that. They help. And the animals all use their special talents to help as well. The bear can get the high places, the frog can hop around getting this and that, the raccoon can get the low places, the owl can fly around and do whatever owls do. Then at the end, instead of just not trusting them, he actually says, let's do this again. And then they decide this is great. Let's listen to our friend, It didn't work the first time, so let's listen to our friend. And they do it properly. And the result is they have a great lunch. In the epic climax of the book, the pancake batter goes everywhere and covers everything with a giant slurp. And I think I always loved this as a kid. A big mess, everybody covered in batter. It's that whole idea that if some is good, more is better. And I still haven't learned this moderation thing that I've never seemed to be able to master. These things that you're going to throw into the pancake mix, they might be good things, but you can't throw everything into the pancakes, otherwise they don't turn out and you end up covered in goo. I think the big moral of the story for me is go to lunch at your friend's house, otherwise you're going to end up doing the majority of the cleaning. These pages look awesome. They bring me right back to my childhood. Have you read Sheldon's Lunch, or was Sheldon's Lunch part of your childhood? Leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching Stickin It with Anthony. I'm Anthony Stickerman, and for the love of stickers, have a great day. Bye-bye. Was written by Bruce Lemerise. Sheldon's Lunch was written by If blueberries are good in pancakes, then how about cinnamon, ginger, and honey? Did I say honey? And then Oscar said, don't forget the marshmallows. Don't forget the marshmallows, fudge, and cream.